Hello and welcome to this demo video. Before we get started, I'd just like to explain to you a few things which will relate to all of the basic range spreadsheets. Number one, there is a key on the intro and setup tab of all of the spreadsheets showing what the different color headers mean. The blue headers mean that the cell's formulated, so it's locked and you can't change it. The yellow headers are where you can input data, and occasionally there might be some gray headers, which is just a different kind of data input, but we'll include instructions as and when that happens. The other thing that you can be aware of is there are ways in which you can damage the spreadsheet. So please do take a look at the link where you see this image, which will take you to a web page to show you how to better preserve your spreadsheet. Please feel free to keep a blank version of the spreadsheet somewhere, so that if you do mess up a spreadsheet that you're using, you can in fact just open a new one, a blank one. And some of the spreadsheets only last for a year, and then you've got a blank one to start the following year. So do keep a blank copy as a backup somewhere. And lastly, wherever you see this image, you can click on it. It'll take you back to the store where you purchased this product to see if you've got anything, any more products. One last thing, to see a demo video, you can click on this on a link that looks like this in order to go to the demo video, but that'll take you to the most recent demo. If in fact we've done upgrades and you're using an older version and you'd like to see the demo relating to your version, then do click on the watch on YouTube link, which will take you to that specific video on YouTube. So I think that's all you need to know. So without further ado, let's move on to this demo video. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to the demo video for the cash allocator report. This is a strange report. I don't even know if there is an actual name for it. That's why I called it the cash allocator report. But what it's for is, I know a lot of small businesses would have one of two scenarios. Either they would have one bank account with all the money in, but then they've set money aside. So they've got maybe money aside as savings, or maybe for an upcoming payment that needs to be made, or for tax or national insurance or whatever it is. And I know a lot of bank accounts, a lot of the apps from some of the banks will actually isolate various pools of money for different purposes. And then obviously that's all included in your entire bank balance. So, and I know I use this kind of thing. So there's two ways of looking at the spreadsheet. Number one is, if you've already separated the money in an app or something, you can actually use the spreadsheet to then combine all of those to balance with your bank account, and potentially even with your books as well. Or you can actually use this the other way around, is if you've just got one bank account and you're seeing one big figure, to actually then use this to allocate money to those different items or circles or rings or whatever you want to call them, to the different pools of money. So you can use this either to combine existing pools or to pull the money from one bank account. Let me show you how it works, and hopefully that will make sense. So spreadsheet's valid for a year. When I say valid for a year, I mean you need to use a new spreadsheet after the year, because it reports for 12 months. So select the first year, the first month, and the year, and then just keep a blank template of this to do for the following year. And then you can say use books yes or no. So what this means is, whatever accountancy books you're using, whether you're using spreadsheets or one of the software packages, if there's a value at the end of each month that tells you what your bank balance should be, then if you want to put that value in here to double check that it matches up with what you've got set aside and what you say your bank balance is, then you can select yes. If you don't have such a commodity, or it does it automatically within the program, then, and you don't want to use that functionality, if you're not, so in other words, if you're not going to enter that data on a monthly basis, then select no. If you select no, I'll show you what will happen. If you go to the other page, it just grays out those cells because it doesn't actually need them, whereas I've selected yes. So that's all you need to do on the setup. Then you can click on the end of month figures. And now what you can do is you can type in the allocation names down the left-hand side. So you can type in savings or VAT or tax or whatever you want to put in here, all the different allocation name. And all you do is, at the beginning of the year, if there's a balance brought forward, put that balance in. And then what should happen is that'll then tally up to this cell over here and tell you what your total is. Then you put in what your actual bank balance is, excuse me, and then you put in what your books balance is. And then those little figures above just do a calculation of the difference and tell you 0, 0. If they're 0, then it's all good, we can carry on. When you get to January, put your end of month figures in for all those different pools of money. That'll give you your month end totals based on what you've got here. You can put your bank balance in, your actual bank balance, and you can put your books balance. And then again, it just performs a check just to check. If you said that you only had your actual bank said 1,510, then it just shows you there's £10 missing somewhere. You've got to go and figure out, okay, hang on, which one of these figures are incorrect. So you do that throughout the year. As you reach the end of each month, you pop the respective figures in, pop the bank balance in, the books balance, make sure everything balances end of the month. Then you've got all your savings, all your pools set aside. So what you will have to do is obviously make one of these allocations your main bank account, so that whatever's not set aside for any of these other ones will just go into the main bank. Because what you need to do is you need all of these values to total up to the same as what you say is in your bank account, so that you can see what all your money in your account is actually set aside for. And then when you go and fill in those as you go along, I'll do number 5 because that's the one that I put in with different values. If you come to the report, let's just remove that. You can see here books balance and bank balance. You can see these should all be zeros. If they're not zeros, they'll turn red. So it'll show you as per the other page. So it just checks your balances at the top. And as you scroll down from here on downwards, you actually select which one you want to see. So if I see, for example, pool 5, it shows me the closing balances each month. It shows me the changes that happened each month. It shows me the balances in a graph over the 12-month period. It shows me the average monthly closing balance, minimum closing balance, maximum average balance changes per month. So you can see those figures down there. Here you can see how the total went. And here you can see what happened month on month as far as changes are concerned. So the balance changes. And you can select either the month-end totals, or you can go through all these different all the different lines that you entered. And as you do that, it changes accordingly. So that report updates automatically for you. You just have to fill in each of these each month. And then if you're halfway through, so if we get to May and then you add another item, another pool, you can just simply come and add another item over here. So you can come and add in pool number 6. And then we can start that in May 50, and we can say, well, actually take that one out, take this one out, £50 from that pool, and then you can see it all balances. So now we've reassigned it, and you can carry on from there. You don't have to start at the beginning, but if it does have an opening balance at the beginning of the year, then put it in there. Otherwise, you can start throughout the year, in the middle of the year, whenever you want to, by just adding a new allocation. But just make sure that you've assigned all the money in the bank to some or another allocation. So I'd imagine one of these would probably have to be the main account, where we have all the quote unquote extra money that's not assigned to a specific pool. So I hope that all makes sense to you. It is a very, very basic spreadsheet, hence why it's in this range. So if you want something more complicated that does this kind of thing, do let me know. But otherwise, I wish you all the best with your finances. Thank you very much, and goodbye.